Too much of anything is bad. You feel me?
You feel me? You might should have kept that one in there. It was a good little line. Welcome to Postwork Podcast. Your favorite podcast. Your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. It's your boy, the biggest, and my partner, the Reverend. And we back. We live. How you feeling, gang?
I'm great, my boy. How you feeling?
Shit, I'm good. No complaint.
I feel it. I definitely feel it.
So, let's start this off with a little recap of the college basketball. Texas A&M ended up taking out Missouri 67-64. I'ma just say it was a good game, and I'm not surprised how it happened. Cause Texas A&M, they got them a good team, and Wade Taylor, he do that clutch. So I ain't surprised. What's your thoughts?
I wasn't surprised at all. I thought that Missouri, I really picked Missouri to win this game. So I really thought they were going to win. And I liked it, but I felt like every time that A&M put a lot of pressure on them guys, they really folded. And it kind of hurt me to watch. A couple turnovers happened that I feel like were just ill-advised late in the game. You couldn't really score like you wanted to when you needed to. So Texas A&M is very experienced. Their team has been together for a few years now. Wade and his backcourt mate, they've been together for a while. So I picked Missouri. I thought they were going to come through. They didn't. But it was a good game overall, though.
Yeah, and see, that's why I say I took A&M, but I wouldn't have been surprised if Mizzou had won. It's just, when you think of a game being close, and I know that boy Taylor get busy in them close situations. And he did. But you right, the game could have really went either way. Now, on to the game that you was right about and I was wrong about. I picked Auburn to beat Florida. Florida beat them boys 90-81, overcoming an early deficit that was up 10 at half. And then basically kind of, I ain't gonna say coasted, but it wasn't like no real close game, so you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, Florida impressed me. But, like I say, Florida got a really good team. Really good team.
Definitely.
And the outlier is Tennessee blowing them out right now. So, I was impressed by Florida. What was your thoughts?
I didn't think they was going to blow them out, but I knew they were going to win because Florida, they are a matchup nightmare. They keep a big man, you know what I'm saying, a guy who runs the rim hard, who jumps out the gym. They got a lot of people that can score the ball. Their coach let them play free. He don't look like he put a lot of restraints on his players. So I like Florida. I didn't think they matched up well with Auburn. Auburn is a little bit smaller. And even though they have a lot of guard skill, they're kind of like not as physical as Florida. So I figured Florida would probably give them trouble. But I thought it would be a close game. I didn't think they would blow them out. And I won't really say blowout, but I didn't think that they were going to, kind of cruise through the wind like they did.
Where it's like kind of comfortable, you feel what I'm saying? So, and shout out to Will Clayton Jr. You know, he played all 40 of them things.
Him. That kid is him. He cut his hair this year and he said, you know what? I'm going to work.
19, 9, and 6. On only 6 of 11 shooting. 4 of 8 from the trade. 40 minutes. That's tough. On the road.
He be getting buckets too. Like he been getting buckets. Yeah, he been getting buckets.
He gave us buckets earlier this year. Good man. Hey, straight up, man.
That's how I be when somebody get my team work. You ain't have to do us like that.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, come on, man. Why us? What we do?
What we do?
But you know, we should have just stopped him and we wouldn't have had to worry about it.
Yep.
Since you ain't stopping, then you gotta pay for it. Arizona, like I thought, took out Texas Tech 80-73. Like I told you, I'm not surprised. As long as they got two, they got a fighting chance. And Lewis and Vassar came off the bench with very good games. Bradley did his thing. Awukuk. Awukuk. You feel me? He did his thing. Like, they had a good team balance game. Texas Tech is like, they got a pretty good team to me, but it's like, it's just something about them that I don't take serious. I can't quite put my finger on it, you feel what I'm saying? Because, Toppin is nice, but I just can't put my finger quite on what it is about Texas Tech that I'm not really thinking is going to be successful this year. But it's something about them. I ain't quite put my finger on it yet, but it's something about them I'm not really liking.
When I watched Texas Tech, I couldn't figure out what it is, but now, when I watched them play Arizona, I figured out what it is. They aren't deep enough. They have, like 3 guys, sometimes like 3 or 4 guys that can, kind of score a little bit, but you got like really 2 or 3 guys who going to get their own bucket, so they need a little bit more depth in order to compete. I thought I thought they was gonna get them, but I realized that they don't have enough depth. They need more consistency, from the other guys. And I feel like if you're not gonna beat nobody if only only 2 or 3 people is scoring. So if 2 or 3 people are scoring and everybody on the other team is scoring, that doesn't help you at all. So you got to be able to stop somebody if you're not going to score. So I was just very, 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 very surprised that they kind of, walked on Texas Tech like they did.
I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't a little closer, but I'm kind of not, because like I say, it's something about Texas Tech I'm not really liking. I think what you said is part of it, because I don't think they got enough scores and not really deep enough, but I'm surprised with 2 still shooting like 5 or 16 or 4 or 16 that they still basically lost by double digits. Because if you would have told me would have shot that percentage, I probably would have said they probably gonna lose that game, and they still kind of comfortably won. So you know what I'm saying? Like, anything else you got to say about them? Well, on to this week. Very first game of the week. Big Ten top 25 showdown. 16 Wisconsin travels to number 7 Purdue. Who wins?
Let me see. I'm going Wisconsin with the upset. For some reason, I just feel like with this matchup, Purdue is a very good team, don't get me wrong, but they have an ability to sleep and sometimes could be lackadaisical. So I'm going to go Wisconsin for the upset. I think this will be a close game, though. I feel like this will be a down-to-the-wire type of game. Who you got? Wisconsin or Purdue?
I'm going to take Wisconsin in a real close game, too. I don't think Purdue as good as they were last year. I think Wisconsin going to find a way to get it home at the end. Probably going to be kind of a uglier game, and I think they're going to pull it out. After that, number 6, Houston travels to 13, Arizona. Who you got?
I'm going Houston. I'm still not going with your boy. I'm still picking against him. Houston for the win. They don't beat nobody.
It is Big Texas Tech. But I'm gonna say head over heart this week. Houston takes out Arizona because Houston's defense is so good that unless Arizona gonna be strapping up Houston the same way, they're gonna have issues.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Houston gonna force you into bad shots, turnovers, so they block shots. So like Houston gonna play some defense. They only giving up 57 points a game right now this year. So I think it's gonna be a close game. Houston kind of pulls away at the end, probably winning by about 8 to 10 points. I'm gonna just tell you though, America, if it's a 1 or 2 possession, if it's like a 1 possession game, 1-2 score game, Arizona wins at the buzzer. Cause you know how to get down. He end careers and end legacies.
He don't end anything.
End rivalries.
He ended his own
Legend killer. Legend killer. You know how them boys that go to that light blue get.
Please. Y'all boys don't do nothing. And y'all losing the matchup.
Losing what matchup?
Y'all head-to-head matchup.
What head-to-head matchup?
You and Duke.
How we losing the matchup?
What you mean? They won more. They didn't beat y'all more than y'all done beat them.
No. Never. We still up on them, and the times we didn't beat them, we got more national championships. Like, we got more people in the league. Whatever the criteria is.
Y'all do not have more people in the league.
We do.
Y'all do not have more people in the league. Now that I know for sure y'all do not have in the league today right now. Oh, I was about to say you is tripping.
That's why I say no, you tripping.
I'm about
That's
to say
why
you
I was about to
tripping.
say you must not understand what I'm saying.
That's why I'm like, what?
Like,
all for real, all time they might be closing in on y'all for real.
We still up a little bit.
Y'all, them boys, yeah.
Because you gotta realize, like, they only been good since Krzyzewski been around. We've been good since forever. Like the 50s, 60s, 70s. We do this. Now, they might actually have us on first round picks because they didn't have, you feel me, quite a few of them.
Quite a few of them things, yeah.
But even if they do have us on that, we got more people that's been in there. Like, we win the rivalry. It's no rivalry. Literally, the man that is Duke, we buried him, killed him, slaughtered him in front of his wife, in front of his daughter. He got a son in front of him too, in front of their fans. The last game that Krzyzewski ever played in that, coached in that building, was a loss to yours truly.
Alright, here we go.
The last time he was in an NCAA tournament, he lost to yours truly. And his first ever loss was also to yours truly. There ain't no head-to-head matchup in the road. It's dead.
Alright, so here you go. You right, y'all still do got more players. They have 110, y'all got 113. This is as of June 2024. The draft ain't happened since then, huh?
No, sir.
So yeah, y'all still do got them. It's close, you know what I'm saying? But hey, y'all say still.
And what's the win? Tell the people the wins too. Tell them that.
It says Duke and Carolina are rivals in men's basketball. The Tar Heels lead the series 145 to 117.
Right, and you know what ESPN do? They only, if you pay attention, they only go back. They do this little funny thing where they try to pick and choose. In the last 50 games, they this and this. In the last 100 games, they. is because they trying to make some and pump some up that ain't a real rivalry into a rivalry. If not, why not give that out? Why you trying to be like, in the last such and such a... It's because you trying to make it something that's not ESPN, but guess what? You got somebody out here now that'll call you out. You've been put on notice.
Y'all still suck there.
Hey, look. This all I'm going to tell you. Them boys is not handling their business this year. I'm thoroughly disappointed. This is unacceptable. Like, this is unacceptable. And the biggest is not here to defend it. Tar Heel Nation till I die, but this is unacceptable.
Postwork does not accept mediocrity on any level, shape, or form.
No, especially when we are the standard. And we not acting like the standard. This is crazy. First off, how we don't have a big man. Second off, how we keep losing all these close games. Second off, how is our record like 13-11?
That was my third, but go ahead.
What'd you say?
That was your third reason, but go ahead.
It's too many. I'm keeping it going. Second reason again.
Your fourth reason.
Second reason again. RJ, as long as you've been at Carolina, why you still ain't got no handles for real? And you a guard. You trying to get to that next level. How you gonna get there? You only like 6', 6'1", and you ain't even got good handles. At least you starting to play better though. I appreciate it. Ian, we need you back, my guy. Cadeau, what's up? Drake, we need that shot hidden. Like that boy Drake spitting. Self, we need you to start hitting your shot back. All the big men, do y'all need me in y'all's place? You know what? The biggest is shut down the post. Boy, bold on that block. Y'all on notice too. Hubert, you on notice. The administration department, y'all are on notice.
Dang.
Yeah, everybody and everything is on notice.
The man said everybody and everything. Good
It's
God.
crazy. Is there anything you want to say before I get us back into this selection of the, you feel me, this top 25 our picks this week?
Big Blue Nation. We in this.
Man.
Big Kentucky.
And on that note, the bucket must go on. The bucket must
I'm
go
dead as
on.
hell. That man said the bucket must go on. The bucket must go on.
The bucket must go on. Now, number one, even after they lost, Auburn traveled to hated rival. Number two, Roll Tide.
Ooh, they might
War
lose
Eagle,
back.
Roll Tide in Alabama. And I know you are a Kentucky fan, but I just know that from you liking Bama in football that you can't stand Auburn. So I know you want to lean to Alabama and you want to Roll Tide. But I know you're going to give me your honest perspective. So who gets it?
The boys might lose back to back for real. But I'm going Auburn bounces back this week and beats Bama. The only reason why I really said it is because Alabama is a guard, kind of like they rely on their guards heavy, and if you rely on your guards heavy, that kind of plays into Auburn's strength, because Auburn is a guard heavy team. They got a lot of elite guards. Even though, and this would be a game for what's his name?
Nelson.
No, the boy from Auburn who transferred from Auburn transferred to Alabama.
What is
Holloway? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's make sure.
Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So this gonna be a game for him. He might come destroy his old team Auburn, because he was at Auburn last year. So this might be something, you know what I mean, he might think about doing. He might, you know what I mean, think about doing, going crazy on his old team. But I just feel like the way the dominoes fall. I'm gonna say Auburn gets the win, and they bounce back when they lost last week from Florida. Who you got?
I don't really think Bama has anybody for bronze. But I find it hard to believe that Bama is going to let them come in there and get those close games. Like, close to the buzzer type game.
This should be a good one.
It's going to be a real good one because Auburn is like a more, like you say, from where, like, Bama don't, like, they more guard oriented and perimeter oriented, where Auburn can kind of get you either way. So that's the issue, but I just don't see. Yeah, I'm going roll tide. That's exactly what I'm doing. Close game, but I'm rolling. You feel me? Anything else you want to say before we go on to our last prediction? Number 22, Mississippi State goes to number 19, Ole Miss. The battle, Mississippi. Who do you got?
I'm going Ole Miss. Even though they just beat us and I want them to lose, I'm going Ole Miss. I think they'll pull off the win. I like Ole Miss. They got some guards that I like. Mississippi State is good too, but I'm just leaning with Ole Miss. I feel like their guards are going to outplay Mississippi State's guards, so I'm going to go there. Starts with the guard play.
The Rebels. Ole Miss. And I got them winning by double digits.
You got them, what is it? You got them beating the Bulldogs?
Yep. We're going to call them Mississippi State.
No, they're the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
No, you feel me? I'm a dog at heart. I don't like.
You ain't no dog at heart.
I don't like calling people bulldogs.
You a pup at heart.
I don't
You
like
ain't no
calling
dog.
people
You a pup at
bulldogs
heart.
if they not actual bulldogs. Because when you actually say a bulldog, you gotta go into that stadium a little bit down the road. You feel what I'm saying? And walk in that dog house and you see all them banners. So you call somebody a bulldog, they gotta be them. They gotta be him. They gotta have that dog.
That's a different type of bulldog.
That thing beating your doggone chest.
You ain't got nothing beating in your chest. You ain't no
That
dog.
shit
You a
in
pup.
me, and that shit on me.
You ain't no dog. You ain't
You
no
smell that shit now, nigga. Don't play, you feel me?
You ain't no dog, man. You like Tyreek, you know what I'm saying? You just when it's there for you, you know what I'm saying? You might take it. You know what I'm saying? But if it ain't beneficial, you like, you know what? You ain't no dog. You ain't gonna eat at all times, even when the plate ain't there. You ain't taking nobody's plate.
I stay with a plate.
Who plate do you stay with?
Everybody. Line up your tallest 6'10" Wildcat. Put the biggest on him in the post, and I bet I strap his ass.
Man, no deal. Then I mean they would be putting me in the post, and you would have to strap me in the post.
I can do that. That's why I graduated and said you're 6'10". You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you an advantage already. You feel what I'm saying?
Man, it don't matter. 6'10", 5'10", 4'10",
I'm gonna turn him into being 10.
or on the highway by 10. It don't matter.
You feel me? Either way, B's by 10.
No deal.
You know the biggest known as a boulder on that block. I don't even know why you try to act like it's for the people. You feel me? Fabricating.
You might be a boulder, just not on that block.
See, look, when that hate don't work, they start telling lies. Fab knew what he was talking about, you feel me? That's how the people will do. You be your own man. But you know what? I don't be tripping. It just means that I gotta show him even more and more so he knows that when he step on the podcast, he ain't out fabricating. See that stare down to the camera?
That don't mean nothing.
Then you see that stare down to you right after that?
That don't mean nothing.
I'm letting the people know. I'm letting you know.
You ain't let me know nothing. I don't even know what you talking about.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Is there anything else you need to talk about in the college basketball world that's on your mind?
Big Kentucky. We number 15. We do this.
You think y'all gonna beat Texas this week?
Yeah, we beating Texas this week.
You know it's in Texas, right?
Texas. All the exes live in Texas. It don't matter. You heard the song. It don't matter.
But you know if they got that boy George on their side, you feel me?
Hey, they can have George. It don't matter. I don't want to go out to say something I won't supposed to say, so we're going to let that one go. It don't matter who you got. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about who you got. We got it this week. Big Kentucky. That's what we do. Big Kentucky.
I think y'all goofies will get a dub this week too. You feel what I'm saying? You know I'm always going to keep it a beam.
Big Kentucky.
And I'm going to also say this before we get off the topic. We better beat Syracuse this week too.
Y'all not beating Syracuse this week.
Hey, look, I'm not arguing with you about
Y'all not beating that zone this week.
I'm not arguing with you about who we beating or not beating. I'm just telling my guys that we better win this week. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all don't really got enough shooters to beat the zone.
Don't remind me. But we still better look. If that dog is beating in their chest, we beating Syracuse. Regardless of how you gotta do it, whatever you gotta do to get it, we just better come up out of there with the dub.
Well, y'all do play high. Well, y'all ain't got no big man. How you gonna play high low? You ain't got no big man. Never mind. Syracuse for the win. I might bet against y'all.
Hey, look. This all I'm gonna tell you. You see me put the guys on notice. This might not be the game to do that. You might want to wait.
I don't care about you putting the guys on notice. They've been on notice.
Have I put them on notice?
You should have been put them on notice.
Have I put them on notice?
Yeah, you put them on notice.
No,
After the Duke loss, you put them on notice. What you mean?
No, I called them out.
Man,
Did you hear me say I put them on notice?
Man, look.
It's stamped.
You been put the eviction letters up, man. You been done that.
And it ain't no letter. Look, if I come a calling, it ain't no letter. It means I'm coming to kick. You feel? There ain't no letter coming. They know what the standard is. They don't get no letter.
Man.
We not Kentucky or Duke or Kansas or one of these off-brand programs.
Off-brand. We known for one and done.
We really are the big blue. The real blue. The blue that's different from all the other blues. You notice all them other blue blood, they look similar. Carolina, we different. We stand out. We on our own. Now remember that when you touch the floor.
Man, y'all ain't nothing. Y'all not even like the other.
Of course not, because we at the top.
Y'all ain't not at the top.
When you at the top of the pyramid, of course it looks
y'all
different.
program not even better than my program. What are you talking about?
When you at the top, it looks different.
We been at the top. Chips, all that.
Like,
we up there.
Like, look.
Once you want to talk about college championships, we got all of them. We up there.
This is how I'm going to break it down to you.
Players in the league, all that.
When you look at the top of that pyramid, at the pinnacle, you got them hills. You know, in a pyramid, you drop down and there's two more below that. When you drop down to them two more below that, that's UCLA and that's y'all. You feel me? So y'all can kind of feel us, but you ain't really feeling us. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's a whole different perspective from there. Then when you drop down, you gotta drop down again. That's when you get into your Kansases, your Dukes.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Your Indianas.
Just stop it.
Then your pyramid go down even further.
Stop the madness. Please stop the madness. And man, talking about college championships, we got those. Players in the league, we got those. We him, we them.
Chips, we got those. Final Fours, we got those.
We been had them.
Players, we been had those. The GOAT,
We got those. Player and
You have
coach.
one GOAT.
Player and coach.
You have one GOAT.
Player and coach.
Man, I got one GOAT. This nigga talk about.
First, it's only possible to be two goats. A coach and a player.
One
We got
GOAT.
the player, we got the coach.
You only got one GOAT.
What
Got
are
the
you
player.
talking about?
You only got the player.
Ain't that many goats to go around.
There's plenty of. Have you looked around?
Greatest of all time.
Plenty of those. Have you looked around? Everybody put a label on them. Everybody
People
put
can
a label on that.
But what is the label is
The
different.
label that you putting on it.
No, the GOAT is what it is. It don't matter what I think, what you think, it's just what it is.
No, that's what you think.
You feel me? That's all it is. Some things is just known.
That's what you think.
We're not talking about what I think.
We just talking about what you think.
No, we not. We talking
That's
about
exactly what we're talking about. What you think.
we talking about what it is.
You talking
Now,
about
if
what you
people don't want to accept what it is, that's on them. But 2, 3, 4, 5, you know I'm scoring like Mike. You know me? Like, that's what Mike do.
You scoring
He got
like
the
Hype.
He got the kicks. He got the drip. He got the rings. He
Man,
got
that
the
boy
last
Mike-
second shot.
This the only reason why he's still the GOAT. Because Mike ain't played a game in 40 years. And they still shooting over each other and beating each other up over his sneakers is dropping.
Hey, look. That's what happened when you the standard, man. It's like,
He is a standard for he said with the Chicago Bulls. That's it.
when was the last time Jordan scored under 20?
When what's his name from the Washington Wizards strapped him up.
Man.
Man, I got him. I got him.
The last time Jordan was under 20 was for the late, great Dean Smith.
Stop.
The only man that can hold Jordan
Stop
under
it.
20 is his coach, because he taught him team ball.
Stop.
That's why we got that chip.
One. He only got one.
And who hit the game-winning shot for his chip? He ain't rely on nobody. He went and got it himself.
No, he did not.
He went and got it himself.
No, he did not. Now you about to sit here and tell a whole lie. Everybody, for the people that don't know, it wasn't supposed to go to him, but they told him if he was open, he could shoot it. Because you know why? They doubling James Worthy.
Hey, I
Boom.
never disrespect Big Game James.
So,
That's an official
boom,
legend.
you doubling James. He is not who he set out to be at that time. When I say he, MJ, boom, you doubling James. MJ hit the shot. For people who don't know. And they was really supposed to lose because when they went back on the other end, Georgetown had a chance to score and they blew it. So at the end of the day, the Tar Heels still won. But I just want to make sure that the history lives on. That way you know that at the time, it almost was over.
Almost on the couch in horseshoe and doo-doo fights.
And pregnancy.
That too, you know what I'm saying? But what you leaving out for the people is James was that guy. And while it was on James, Jordan won't open. His man was on him. He
That ball got swung to that man from the other side. that ball was swung. Go look
And
at
what
the
did he
film.
do?
And he shot the ball.
He took
it
a
won't,
dribble in.
It won't none of that.
He took a dribble in. Bow!
Man, talking about like he do it. I was like, no, he was not.
You feel?
That was with the Bulls. He going down, he snatching that joint. No, that is not no Tar Heel. That is with the Chicago Bulls.
That's Tar Heel Jordan.
That man talking about no, like, yeah, no, when he stole it, then he went down. No, that was not it.
You see the tongue down like Mike.
Man, hell no.
Like, you know, if he would have never went to Carolina, he would have never hit that shot. It would have never been no Chicago Bulls steal bucket on the other end. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we would have never got to witness that. Like, it's crazy. Like, your whole life would be different if it weren't for Michael Jordan going to the Tar Heels.
They better say your whole life would be different, man. Hell, no.
It would, man. Like, you might not even look up to Mike right now. Jordan, actually, I'm gonna say it, Jordan wouldn't be a thing right now.
Alright, man. This man went in the league and went ham. That ain't got nothing to do with what he did in college.
Kobe wouldn't have been Kobe. He wouldn't have been trying to be like Mike. Like, think about all the history that changes if that man is not a Tar Heel, coached by one Dean Smith. The history of basketball is different. Because of the shoes, the history of life is different. Does Michael Jordan ever get to become an owner? Does he ever go to baseball? Does his pops ever get killed? So many different things.
How the hell? This man said,
is Marcus Jordan ever even alive to disgrace the Jordan name?
bro, go in the house, bro. Stop coming outside. God almighty.
You see him on the film. I'm Michael Jordan's son.
Nobody cares. You can't be outside doing whatever you want to do.
Cop said, how'd you end up over here? He said, I took a right and took another right. He said, no, you did not end up over here. You in the middle of the train tracks.
Like, bro, like, put down the coke. Do it at home.
Whoo!
Like, golly.
That boy stay effing up, yo.
Golly. Put down the drugs.
Okay. Think about this, too. Does Scotty's career even go the way Scotty's career goes? Because we can see now Scotty has some issues. So imagine without Jordan going to the Tar Heels, does Scottie Pippen ever even become Scottie Pippen?
Yeah. He's still who he is today. The same person who complained about everything. He's still the same person.
Well, that part we know. I'm talking about top 10 small forward to lace him up, like, you know, being a part of one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. It don't happen. That's why I say your whole life different.
Yeah, sure.
It is, man.
You say so.
I don't know why you ain't accepted. Now, what do you think about the Lakers after seeing them play with Luka? And what I mean by that, do you think that they're going to get to the playoffs and lose in the first round? Do you think they win a round and then lose in the second round? You think they're going to the conference finals, or you think they headed to the finals?
I don't know about the finals, but they could probably steal a series. Probably make it to the second round. I expect them to drop a little bit, you know what I'm saying, in the standings, and they probably end up somewhere between maybe the 6th and 7th seed, probably. That's where I'm expecting them to, because I think they're in like the 5th or the 4th or the 5th seed right now. And
currently at the 5th seed,
yeah,
32 and 20.
I think they was at the 5th seed, so I expect them to drop to probably like 6 or 7. So if they get the right matchup, which will probably be a good one for a young, like that, probably get a young team. I feel like they could probably steal a series, but
yeah, because right now they be facing the Rockets.
I feel like they could beat the Rockets.
They could. Then they have a matchup with OKC in the second round.
Yeah, see that might, they probably could beat OKC too.
That's why I say it's a little difficult, but from where they young, they might can still get them.
Yeah, they might can still get them. So, and plus we still got to see OKC win in the playoffs.
Yep.
So we can't, you know what I'm saying, we can't sit here and act like, you know, OKC is for sure going to win, because we got to see them do it in the playoffs. They had seasons where they win and they lose in the playoffs. So I just feel like the Lakers got a chance. If they can get the right matchup, they might can steal the first or the second. So they probably could end up in the conference finals, depending on, you know, if they get the right matchups or not. Depending on who they play.
Yeah, they got to stay away from Denver.
Yeah, you got to stay away from Denver.
Like, that's the main team.
Got to. You probably don't want to see. Might not want to see Golden State either. Might want to try to stay away from Golden State.
They could give them some issues.
Yeah.
Anytime you got Steph Curry with him and Butler.
Yeah, them boys look good too.
Looking real good.
Yeah, they look good too. They could definitely upset somebody.
Something else. You know, we were just talking about the reason that the Dallas Mavericks traded away Luka Doncic. And not even a podcast later, Anthony Davis, non-contact injury. Injuries is growing. Supposed to be out for weeks. What is your thoughts?
It's unfortunate when you mess up a groin like that. He was dominating though before he, left the game. But I mean, it's just kind of tricky because the way it is now, like the way the NBA is now, especially a lot with these big superstars like your Lukas, your Anthony Davises, your Zach LaVines, your like your Murrays, like guys like that, they kind of stay in and out of the lineup. So it's like, even though your Joel Embiid, like, even though nobody is worse than Joel Embiid and Claw, like they are on two different levels on their own, but everybody else is kind of like, you're going to miss 30 games. You're probably going to miss 30, 40 games. So a lot of people be doing that. So it's like, it's kind of hard because Luka was just, he's had time missing, injuries and missing games. He's not as frequent as AD is, of course, especially the last 2-3 years. But I just feel like if you can find some way to get AD healthy, you know what I'm saying, you can definitely make a run in the West. They could probably get to the second round or, possibly the conference finals, depending on who they see. Because they'll probably be a matchup nightmare for some people, depending on who they match up with.
I think is kind of karma, because while AD is in there dominating, you feel what I'm saying, looking like, wow, this is amazing. You said health and condition issues was the reason you traded Luka. You trade him for AD, and then AD get hurt after dominating like that in his first game. Without AD, they might mess around and not even make the playoffs. I mean, I think they will, but sheesh, they battle.
Yeah, they battle.
So I think if they could get healthy, they would be a tough out and could go very far. But I don't think they're gonna be able to get healthy, because typically when AD get hurt like this, even if he come back, he get re-hurt again.
Yeah.
So that's where I say the issue is to me. So yeah. Now, another question I got for you. See where Ingram was traded to the Raptors, correct? You also see where he accepted a contract, $120 million. He reportedly turned down $160 million from the Pelicans. What are your thoughts?
Toronto is a good place for him. I feel like he needed to get out of New Orleans because he probably didn't really like what was going on with the Zion stuff. Because he's also another guy who, like we were just talking about, a superstar who doesn't play a lot of games. So it's like you kind of get tired of playing with people or not playing with people, that you think you're going to play with, and you're never there year after year. They've been together several years now and can't seem to really be on the court at the same time. If he's hurt, by the time B.I. comes back, Zion is gone. By the time Zion comes back, he's out again. So it's like they just feel like it's time for a change. And the East is a little bit easier. You can kind of sneak in a little bit easier than you could if you was in the West. So I feel like that also might be a reason he might be going to the East to, feel like he could compete better or, win more games. But I just feel like either team he was on, is not going to work. You know what I mean? I just feel like right now he's just getting the money. And,
exactly. But that's why I'm like, why would you turn down the 160? Because it ain't like he went from the Pelicans to somewhere I think he can win. So it's like, I don't understand. You feel what I'm saying?
But it's always the details. Like sometimes the years could be longer or shorter.
Even probably extra year.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So he probably feeling like, I can get just as much money in a short amount of time than having to play do 3 or 4 years for whatever, and I can just take this extension and keep it moving. So it's like. It's kind of hard to say because the logistics of the contract be different. Even though they say, hey, yeah, we're going to give you 160, they only guarantee you, 65, 70, you know what I mean? So it's like maybe he wanted more guaranteed money or maybe he wanted more, something and it wasn't given to him. So it's kind of hard to say.
I'm going to tell you, I'll still be down there at Mardi Gras. I'll be in the Super Bowl. I'll be my feet kicked up. I took my money, and then after I took my money, they probably still would have traded me next year or something. And I probably still would have ended up in Toronto or somewhere on the East. I would have just took my chance. I ain't giving them no money. Especially to go out of the country too. That means every game that we on the road, I gotta go through customs. I ain't trying to do all this.
Yeah, but he is, so that's why he did it. Hey, he felt like it was worth it, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to, put yourself in a nigga position, you know what I mean? That's why I said it.
Hey, I hope it work out for young boy. Yeah. Do you? Because I'm really starting to think that the Suns are going to miss the play-in altogether. Because we had the conversation a week ago, and they still been losing ever since.
Yeah.
And they now 26-28 and are a game back from the 10th seed. Seeming like those issues were bothering them. Do you think the Suns can get it back together, or do you think that their season is just going to be a complete wash?
I feel like they'll make a push. Teams like that always make a late push, but they just don't really seem to ever get in. I feel like they will miss the playoffs this year, especially with San Antonio on the rise, even though Sacramento could drop a little bit, and that could help them, get in.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like if they're gonna have to have a little bit of luck on their side if they're gonna be getting in, because you're 2 games below 500, which is which is a sign that you aren't really a good basketball team.
Nope.
So
and it ain't like we only 20 games into the season.
Yeah.
It's like 50-some games, and most of the time you are who you are by this time.
you like 54 games in. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So,
yeah. And sometimes even if you like, some teams like the Heat used to with Jimmy, they better in the playoffs. Well, the Suns don't even look like they're going to get a chance to get to the playoffs. So it's like,
it doesn't matter if you don't get to
that's the first goal. If you don't get to the playoffs, it don't matter how you would be in the playoffs.
That's a fact.
Now, if there's one team that still does not have double-digit wins,
a garbage team.
Trash bag, the Washington Wizards.
Yes.
9-45.
It was crazy because I think the Thunder only have like 9 losses.
They do. I was about to say the Thunder are 44-9. So their records are almost flipped. The Cavaliers are 44-10. So both of those two teams' records are almost flipped with the Washington Wizards. they basically losing as much as the Thunder win, and then when the Thunder randomly lose, the Wizards randomly win.
Mm-hmm. So it's just weird.
If you're the Wizards, do you like during the off season, would you try to trade Jordan Poole? Do you think like there's a way to improve this team? Do you think if they were to get Cooper Flag or Dylan Harper, it would improve them, or do you think they're just kind of gonna be trash bag for a couple years?
You would have to, and yeah, you're gonna be bad for at least the next year or two, because I mean, you would have to, unless you just really want to go all out and start making the moves, but GMs don't really do that, as far as trying to build a team like that. Most of the time, they just accept a losing and take the draft pick and, try to rebuild it like that after they get a pick. But I feel like it would take you probably 3 more, if you do it right, you can probably be competitive in like 3 years. Maybe 2, depending on who you grab in the free agency and the draft, stuff like that.
When you say competitive, you mean competitive
like playoffs?
Like
that's what I mean competitive. You could probably make the playoffs because you got a good core as far you had a good core. You still do as far as you got a Jordan Poole, somebody you can grow around, and then you got what's the dude Alex Sarr. You know what I'm saying? So from you got good pieces, and then the other dude that they drafted. Yeah, So you got a good core with those 3, even though you gotta let them develop. But you gotta bring in more pieces as far as you need a point guard. You don't have a point guard. You need some type of wing. You know what I'm saying? Like a strong wing player. That way, a guy who can guard everybody and kind of score like a 3-and-D type of guy. Then you need a power forward or a backup center who can come and give you great minutes. Because you struggle with competing on the boards, all that type of stuff. You don't get no rebounds, you don't block no shots, so you need somebody to come in and try to change the dynamic of that. And you need one more person off the bench who can score like a good 6-man, just give you electric. Electric. So that's why I say you probably 3 years away, maybe probably 4 the way that the NBA is now with the collective bargaining agreement and stuff. So if they do it right, they could be competitive and try to make the playoffs in 3 or 4 years. But if you don't make the right moves, you're gonna stay trash. So
yeah, and I think it could be it could be turned around in 2 years. But I'm with you. I don't think they'll have the urgency, and I've not seen anything from the Wizards that make me believe that they would make the correct move.
Yeah.
So really, to me, about their best chance is to kind of luck up and just hit a couple 1 overall pick, and you feel what I'm saying. Other than that, it's gonna take them a minute.
Yeah.
Because even under your 3 to 4 year plan, that's still assuming they gotta do things right. What are we saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? The Wizards don't normally, they not the team that's like known for making like shrewd moves and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I said if you do it the right way, you could. But like you said, they don't do stuff the right way. They do stuff backwards.
Exactly. Like you realize that they had Wall and Beal. Never got them a big man.
And never really got them any help.
Yeah, like didn't really get them a wing. Their additions was like Otto Porter's. Like what are you doing?
You had Otto Porter, and that was really your best option, and he was not the best option. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's not even a 3rd option. Why was he like?
Yeah, he should have been your 4th option. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they had it for years, bro.
Yeah,
like they had multiple opportunities, and would always make the wrong moves. Like, I just don't. Yeah, so. Like I said, it could be shorter. I'm going to say for them, it'll be 5 to 6 years before we ever see them in the playoffs again.
Yeah, I believe it. It might be longer.
Might be. and that's under me assuming that they'll get 2 or 3 first round picks just from basically continuously being the worst team and eventually getting 1.
Yeah.
Or 2, you feel me? So
somebody who will change the dynamic of the team, really.
Because if they having to pick at like 4, 5, 6, where you don't get the top, and it ain't kind of like a slam dunk. Oh hell.
Yeah.
They might mess up some drafts.
Mm-hmm.
The Nuggets, they have been very hot lately, winning 8 straight. 8 out of their last 10. Third in the West at 36-19. Do you think that OKC is a good matchup for the Nuggets?
Yeah, they can beat the.
No, my bad. I asked it wrong. Do you think the Nuggets are a good matchup for OKC?
Yeah, the OKC does not really want to see Denver. They have Denver is experienced and they're big. They're long, even though the Thunder is long too. But as far as like weight size, the Denver is kind of bigger than them. You know, as far as your Aaron Gordon and your Jokers, and then you got your Porter Juniors, and it's like these guys are, you know what I'm saying, physically more dominant. Even though, you know, you got Chet and you got SGA, Jalen Williams, you got all these guys who are 6'6", 6'8", 7 foot. So it's like the height is there, but the skill is different and the physicality is different. And I feel like in a 7-game series, it's going to be hard to beat Joker in a 7-game series. So I'm going, if the Nuggets and the Thunder go head to head, I got to pick the Nuggets because they've shown that they're just, you know, they're an elite team. And I feel like they are upset about what happened last year, you know, them losing early, going home early in the playoffs. So I just feel like they want to come back this year and show people that when they won it the first time, they won a fluke.
Okay. Who do you think then, because it sounds like you think the Nuggets are the toughest team in the West, so who do you think is the worst matchup for them, meaning the team that may not be the best other team than them? Like, you know, you might be like, well, I think Denver would win the West, and then OKC would be my second, but I just don't think they match up. Which team do you think actually Denver does not want to see out of all the teams in the West?
Denver, I would say the Lakers, but without AD, I don't see it. Even though, you know, they've beaten the Lakers countless of times. You know, it's not a secret that they beat them. But I just feel like probably it, because without a big man, you don't really stand a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Mavs might be now that, you know, you have AD.
That's who I was thinking.
You got the Mavs, and, you know, you got AD and Kai. You know, they might be the biggest, really, you know, threat to a Nugget team. But as far as like, but they don't really have. I don't think they play with the chemistry that the Nuggets play with. So the Nuggets also have a lot of talent, but they also play together. It's hard when people are good and they play together. So I just feel like nobody really wants to see the Nuggets in a 7-game series right now, just because of, like I said, you got Joker, and he's a difference maker. And if you can't stop Joker, it's hard to beat them. I don't care who you got.
Yeah, I agree. I think if healthy is Dallas. If not, it might be Minnesota, because they about the only other team that's really tall enough. Like,
yeah, but
you feel me? And like I say, without the cat thing, I don't really think they're gonna be able to do that again. But yeah, like, because Memphis, they got a little size, but they young and sort of kind of smaller. Same for the Thunder. Houston don't really have enough big men. Lakers don't. Clippers don't. Sacramento don't. Golden State don't. Phoenix don't. Like, you feel me?
yeah,
Even if we got down to San Antonio, they don't. I mean, they got Wemby, but other than that, Wemby, you know, still ain't no big dude. So
yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
Like,
But that team wouldn't really be good enough.
exactly, like
You know what I'm
yeah, like, and again, that's another example of a team that is gonna be not good enough to get to playing people in the playoffs. So it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would think it would be a healthy Mavericks or a Timberwolves team that'll probably give them the best chance to beat them. Now I do think OKC and Memphis. I think OKC could probably get them to 6, maybe 7, and Memphis would get them to 6, maybe 5, somewhere around there. Cause then we're gonna be a problem.
Yeah, they're gonna be a problem, especially if they stay healthy.
Yes, it's healthy problem. Especially like I said, they starting to play better. Some of the younger dudes is playing good, like Strother. What's the other buddy's name? Watson. You see what I'm saying? Like they starting to get better production from some of their younger guys too. And if they can keep that up, oh happy day. So I think they're gonna be an issue. Now, do you think that the Miami Heat are gonna regret not paying Jimmy Butler and keeping him, or do you think that they'll be back in the finals or back really, really competitive in kind of like no time?
Yeah, the Heat always make moves, so they'll even. I'm not expecting them to be in the finals this year, but probably in the next 2 or 3 years they'll probably be back in the playoffs and knocking on the door, probably, or at least trying to compete for a championship, because they usually always keep somebody in there who can, they always keep a superstar guy in there. Like, even though it might be a little bit harder now because people see that, you can't really do what you want to do in Miami, but there's a lot of things, I guess, that was under the things that, that probably guys wouldn't have done that Jimmy done. So some people might look at it differently, like, I'm not going to do these type of things anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it would be all right for me to play here, or I do that, so it wouldn't be all right for me to play here, or you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the Miami Heat always make moves, so I feel like they'll be all right. I know you probably wish they would have paid him.
I'm in a sticky situation with it because I liked him there, and I did like him in the East. This him and Steph thing though is like, I think if he reaches the finals again, he'll have a much better shot of winning it than he ever had in Miami. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause watching them play together, he even making Draymond Green not so much of a liability, because he can kind of handle it and then set Draymond up for easy little dunks and lay-ins and stuff, and he kind of punish people when they be doubling Steph out of them pick and rolls. Because, him, he got the mid-range, he can make smart play, he can drive it all the way in. Like, so that's why I think Miami is not going to have as easy of a time finding another star player. I do think, though, that Miami is going to kind of always kind of stay somewhere in the mid-pack, because Pat don't really let them ever get kind of below a mid.
Yeah. He always keep them good.
Yeah, like they're going to kind of at least, like, typically they're going to kind of get more out of them than what you kind of going to expect. So if you expect them to finish 12th, they'll finish probably 10th, 9th, 8th, because that's just how Miami with Spoelstra and Pat Riley, that's just how they been. So, because he get a lot of the credit, but I can't make it seem like Spo ain't a good coach. Though.
Yeah,
like Spo is one of the best coaches in the NBA. So, that's why I say that. Is it anything else before this All-Star break that you would like to touch on with the association?
Nah, I'm cool.
Okay. NBA All-Star Weekend is this week. Probably not really going to be too much of anything going on. Hopefully we see something different in the All-Star Weekend that we've been seeing here recently. Haven't been too excited about it, but hopefully they can bring some excitement back into the association during All-Star break. yeah, that's about it. I can't wait for the league association to be back in business next week, so we can actually get normal games back when people care. Because what we've been seeing in this All-Star is an abomination.
Facts. Probably won't even watch it.
Hey, look.
I gotta watch it so we can talk about it, but still.
I was gonna tell you. Only reason I'm gonna be viewing it is because we gonna have to chop it up about it. But other than that, I wouldn't be watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than maybe to see how they actually play the game. But the dunk contest and the 3-point contest and all that, man, I'm like, man, they took all the joy out of that. Like, that don't even hit the same.
No, not even close.
So, yeah. But you've now tuned in to another episode of Post Work, the biggest, my partner, the Reverend. We out.